Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Sarah G with the Smack, and I'm back. And today I'm going to be talking about mistakes that I made when I was trying to pass the CFA and or become an equity research analyst at Lehman Brothers. So the biggest mistake I made that I was said held me back so much was making the same mistake twice. And I think I see a lot of you doing that. I know for sure I did that. I passed the CFA level 1 on the first try, and then it must have taken me 10 years to get through the whole program. Like, I think I failed level 2 like twice before I passed it. Not unusual for level 2, but I failed level 3 once because I was kind of cocky. Like, I think twice I was cocky about it. And, I just would say, okay. And the other thing was I must have had like a million interviews for all of these like equity research positions. Finally, I got one at Lehman Brothers, and it was a good one. But that was only after a series of like just too many rejections. And I think what I was doing wrong was I wasn't paying attention. Like, I wasn't paying attention to what am I really doing wrong here? So it's easy enough to say that, but how do you make sure that you're not making the same mistake twice? And I think what you've got to do is, and I've adopted this practice recently in my business, and it's helped a ton, is that you got to start journalizing things. Okay. So anytime you're going up for something that is going to be a challenge where you could likely fail, you got to start writing down everything that you do. Like, I studied for 2 hours today. I studied before work, and then I took a practice test and I didn't do well. The next day I studied after work, and I took the practice test the next morning after I got up, and I did better. Something like that. Or I study in 2-hour blocks. That was less effective for me than studying for a half hour, taking a break. And it is inevitable that when you start doing stuff like that, you can't help but notice, because it's written down there on a piece of paper. You can't help but notice what's working and what's not. And like interviewing, like, I prepared this much for the interview. I read the job summary, and then I thought up 5 questions to ask. I thought up 5 questions they would ask me. I took information from CNBC about interest rates or Bloomberg or whatever, like all of that stuff. If you care, you're going to write it down. If you really care about getting past the challenges, that is what you are going to have to do. If you're in a situation where you're stuck, you're finding out like that you're failing over and over again, journal. And then ask yourself, what did I do wrong that was probably responsible for this? And if you do it wrong a second time, what did I fail to fix that probably resulted in me failing a second time? And then don't move on until you figure it out. Because then that is like the biggest way that you can mess this up is continuing, not just like not knowing what you're doing wrong, but the continuing to move on without knowing what it is that you're doing wrong. Okay, so the steps are journalize, figure out what you're doing wrong, and especially if you're getting something wrong more than one time, and don't move on and do it again until you figure out what it is that you're doing wrong and that you find a way to fix it. Okay, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And for those of you that are doing the CFA and trying to get into equity research, please download the models. They're in the link below in the summary box. Or if you're interviewing, I have an equity research interview prep kit. It's just a short book you can read. And that link is also in the summary box below. Thanks, everybody. See you in the next one.